What's going on, guys? This is King Drell. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single video, and join us on our nerdy adventure. What would you say your overall general feelings are on Tanjiro? Because there are a lot of people out there that say he's one-dimensional, he's boring, and I just want to see what your take is.
Tanjiro to me he's just a man with a plan. Like he he started off just with like I want to save my sister. That was it. It wasn't I'm trying to be the HNIC. I'm not he didn't have all these lofty crazy ideals, goals or whatever. He wanted to save his sister. That is what he's been working towards since day one. And it's taken him obviously on this crazy, amazing journey of like, okay, I got to be stronger. I got to do this. I got to do that, making friends, all this other stuff. But he's just, he at the essence, at the core is, I want to save my sister. That's it. That's it.
Are you saying he
He
is
didn't try to
one-dimensional?
be anything else. It's like I mean, if we want to put one dimensional in a negative connotation, I disagree with that. I think this would be a positive, I wouldn't say one dimensional. I'd probably say like just one direction. It's just this. He's got to go this way. He's got to get from point A to point B. His goals didn't change. It didn't branch off into another thing. It's always been the one thing, and I think that's a positive. I wouldn't put that as a negative.
Okay, definitely fair enough. Like I said, that's the thing that we like to ask, especially when you're a fan of it, because I'm out there. I listen to what everyone else is saying, and like I said, I've heard one dimensional, too nice to be a protagonist. Like you hear all of these things.
I mean, he's nice. He's nice, but like Sailor Moon's nice. Usagi's nice. Like,
Not the
Goku's
Mars.
nice. Like, I mean, to an extent. But like there's so many other characters that could be categorized as nice. He's he's nice, he's kind, like, but that also played into so many aspects of the story, at least from the anime. I did not read the manga, so don't come for me. But like even when he was fighting the the spiders, um and sorry, I don't remember every single character's name, but like just the gentle kind kills, like, of just freeing people and them just being happy to kind of finally end it all. Like that's a level of kindness that extended into the sword too. So it's not a bad thing that he's nice. And then I think it's well balanced because you have two other main characters that are like low key kind of assholes. So it like works out. They can't all be nice.
Okay, fair enough. Sir, where do you fall in that overall feeling about Tanjiro and what some people like to say about him?
I feel like I said something about this before, but I'll be happy to bring this back. I mean, I really don't have no negative dot, nothing, anything that's like awkward, anything that's like honestly towards any of the thing he does at all. I don't really think he was one dimension when you really pay attention to each objective or each goals that he really had to go out and seek out to do. Because honestly, if you have to go face, if you had to think of, honestly, you know what? Let's think about it this way. Since everybody says he's one track and dimensional, why? If it was such a one track and dimensional minus thing, why did he have to go to each separation of each demon to literally get the blood to send it back to her to even absolutely to have Nesco you feel human? And what's even crazy is before Nesco even sacrificed herself, the whole season could have been over right then and there. But they kind of brought it back to Nesco really liking the sun. So it's kind of not a one-track minded thing because the whole thing was about Muzan since the beginning of the entire thing. And Muzan has been the main antagonist that's been controlling the entire operation and stuff. But I do agree with what she is basically saying though when it comes to slaying demons and stuff, because even though you are a demon, Tanjiro still has a kindness in you because you was once human before. So once he actually says you, you get a major backstory of your life for a good 2 or 3 minutes on the screen. and and he would definitely pray over your body after he executes you and stuff like that. So I just really
But
feel
wait a
like,
minute, but then wait a minute though, because the gentleness and the kills, like I feel like if you got to put yourself in his shoes too, he could lose his sister at any time too. And
yeah,
if he were to lose his sister, he would want her to have that sense of calmness, freeing in her death too. So that's partly probably why he has such gentle, because it's that empathy. His level of empathy is like unmatched.
oh, absolutely. So that's just how I feel about Tanjiro. Like I said, I don't really have much going on when it comes to Tanjiro as a character, or even his character development, the growth, or even how he goes on in a way. It's more about the other characters to me, because I'm
Yeah.
kind of more into knowing what's going on in other people's mindset while Tanjiro's doing these things. So I just been that type of guy who's been seeking into Demon Slayer, and yeah, like I said, I don't really have a true hatred or a weird feeling towards Tanjiro on this topic.
Real quick, Tanjiro was nice until they killed Rengoku. He chucked his sword at Akaza and called him out on his shit. He doesn't play when it comes to those he cares about.
I mean, demons are different though.
True. I
Like I
mean,
said,
he could have had a Deku moment. He could have, but he didn't. He held
wait, which
he
moment by Deku? Because Deku had too many weird moments. What we talking
I
about here?
mean I mean, yeah. So,
What we talking
well,
about here?
you're
What we
not
talking about
caught up.
here?
You're not caught up.
I'm in the end of the
Eh,
rainbow, but
go
he's
for it.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, but so immediately when Deku saw Bakugo, he snapped. Don't get me wrong, he did pull himself back, but he still had that initial snap. That kind of lasted a good long time. Tanjiro, I feel like, had good restraint. Like I feel like he's just a different type of, good guy hero than Deku. They're not the same. They're similar, they're not the same.
I don't know, they're big difference, but the only thing is, I will say the similarity is because you said snap. I said we do got to keep this in mind. Tanjiro did snap on the entertainment district arc on Homegirl where he saw her what she did to the thing, and he
He
definitely did
did. You're
snap
right
right there. I
about
said we can't ignore that. My man my man hold his breath to the point that he actually burned his own throat. So it was like
you're
you
right. I
got to
forget
keep that in
about
mind. He definitely snapped by why the things that he do. So they had similarities, but it wasn't like a crazy tactic of like different similarities. So, but I definitely get where you're going from though when it comes to between these two characters with Deku and Tanjiro. Tanjiro and Deku both are cancers, but Tanjiro, what does zodiac sign has to play with this? I know we're not doing this today. Tanjiro seems more emotional aware, and he knows what to
He knows
what to
when
go ape sheep. Yeah, he hardens that rage and what makes sense. Deku is a strategist, but his recklessness is like all might's too sacrificial. The thing about Deku is, I said it way too many times in the story, and I do agree with his recklessness because his recklessness equals to his body being deteriorized every single time he fights. But it just comes to the point that when every time you see Deku fight, he always learns a new quirk, and when he learns this new quirk, it becomes very dangerous for him to unhandle and wield because he never even used this quirk before. So it pushes his body into a whole nother level of damage. No matter how hard he trains, the power is just too much for him to handle. Even the freaking other handlers, the other wielders of One for All inside of it was like the power is getting too much for them. They can't really pass it on to the next person because this is the last wielder you have, so you have to take everything. So that's why I'm like, when it comes to Deku, he always searches himself. Tanjiro, now let me be real about Tanjiro though, because this is where I say this is the difference between Deku and Tanjiro when it comes to this actor. Deku will use his power and just go in and don't care. Tanjiro just it's Tanjiro just follows. He's a follow leader for sure. And he done it way too many times. He did it in the Mugen Train arc. He definitely did it in the Entertainment District arc, and he definitely did it when it came to the Swordsman arc. So each thing when it comes to Tanjiro literally hurting himself, he just always just followed the leader when it comes to charismatic. Entertainment District arc when he came with the Tengen, hurting himself, literally ran in and that was like we finna go in for the goal, and he just got Yaga in the throat right there. Or we just gonna talk about the part for his fingers being broke, or we could talk about the fact of the
Yeah.
Red Goku art. That man literally got tarnished by boy homeboy being asleep for a little bit. Like he's a follower leader for sure when it comes to hurting himself. But when it comes to Deku just have a different mindset of it, just like, okay, this is what we have, this is what I'm finna do, this is the strategist, I got this. Tanjiro is definitely a follower leader for sure. So this is why when it comes to him later on in the story, that's why I like the character growth that he has. So it's not like one of those things that Tanjiro is terrible about, but the two different similarities is Deku I'm a strategist. I'm gonna find a way and I'm gonna get it done versus Tanjiro. I'm gonna listen to what you gotta say and I'm gonna make sure we're gonna get this done right. Because he's been like that since the
Deku's
beginning.
trying to save a mass amount of people. Tanjiro, he's sticking to his guns, even though, like, even now with Nezuko walking in the sun, she's still not saved. So like
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now the moves to
he's
find
still
out.
got
Yeah.
even more to do. So his job's not done. But you know, Deku is just he's just thinking of everybody. He's trying to save everybody at his own expense sometimes. And it's just, like, just putting the whole world on his shoulder. Tanjiro at least can, I feel like, lean on, the others. Like, I think he thinks about things a little bit more thoroughly than Deku does.
I know. No, for sure.
I think overall, what a lot of people's problems, because you'll hear a lot of people say they got a problem with Deku as a protagonist as well. I just think, especially newer generation anime fans, if your protagonist isn't just like a badass, with like a rough personality, they think something's wrong with you.